What's going on in the New York City housing market this week? Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Well, let's find out together. It is time for our weekly Manhattan real estate market snapshot. I'm Dewey Moss. I'm your New York City real estate resource. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, and comment. Take a look at the description box for all sorts of different ways to get in touch with me, and let's get started. Okay, in these weekly market snapshots, what I like to do is present just one simple number that I believe every buyer needs to be looking at, and that is called the Liquidity Pace Chart. And what that actually means is that we are looking at a number of deals that are being done on a weekly basis and compare that to other data to understand exactly what's going on in the market. This chart is provided to us by our friends over at Urban Digs, and they provide strictly data-rich content that is unbiased. They're not trying to sell you anything, and as a result, I'm able to provide very good data to all of my clients. So let's take a look at this chart. You'll see in this chart, you'll see that gray area there that's called the neutral liquidity, which means it's really not a buyer's or a seller's market. Then you'll have low liquidity, meaning there's not a lot being sold, there's not a lot of action in the market. Then you have high liquidity, which means there's a lot of action in the market. Take a look at where we are. We're pretty below the neutral zone there, and we're really into the lower liquidity. What that means is that there's not a lot of deals going on, which means that if sellers really want to make a deal with the buyers that are out there, they need to be willing to strike a deal. What does that actually mean? That means when we're in a low liquidity market like this one, we are in a buyer's market. It is probably the best time for a buyer to actually get a great deal. Now, here's the problem with that. The problem is that Manhattan right now doesn't have a lot of inventory on the market. We're coming off our fall season. Our next big season is going to be the spring season, starting at the end of February, March, and April. But we didn't see the kind of inventory that we normally would see coming on for buyers in the fall market, which means there's low inventory. So what does that mean for you? Well, it means that this is not a fire sale kind of environment. It's not like everything's going on for a 10 or a 12% discount. But it does mean that the sellers that are out there that are actually have inventory on the market do need to sell. Otherwise, they would be waiting. So the things that are out there means that buyers can get a good bargain. The challenge is that there's not a lot to look at. So if you're a buyer, you're in a buyer's market, but you're in a buyer's market for a very limited inventory. So if you have an open mind, if you can find something that you like out there, hopefully we could find something that you would like out there, you can get a good deal on it. And now is the time to pounce, because I think in the future, week by week, as we start getting closer to spring, we're gonna see prices start coming back up. We're gonna see more inventory. We're gonna be a higher liquid environment market, which means that the prices are gonna go back up and the discounts are gonna get lower for you. So now's the time. It's a buyer's market if we can find you something in the limited inventory that you like. All right, I'm Dewey Moss. I'm your New York City real estate resource. Please take a moment, like and subscribe for all the great content on this channel. Take a look at the description box for all sorts of ways to get in touch with me, and I'll see you next time.